Case study: The Transferred Employee by Quantez Spears. Summary of the case. As a manager at an organization that is being reorganized, I received employees from different departments to take on additional tasks. An employee wants a performance appraisal completed that was supposed to have been done by their last supervisor, which led to more conflict and an ethical situation. I called the last supervisor so they can still do the performance appraisal, and they refused. Not knowing what to do and not knowing the worker long for them having to work for me for 60 days, I contact my supervisor to get help on the situation. I'll talk to my supervisor and tell them what is going on. They told me that I can change the date and get new documents for when the employee has worked for me. Although that isn't true, it is also done to help with administrative work and is not illegal. Being unsure of this, I talked to legal counsel because I felt uncomfortable. Legal counsel told me it is not illegal if it is an administrative error. But the past supervisor, my supervisor, and the employee knows it is not an administrative error. So I would have to go back and handle the situation and talk to my supervisor. Things to consider. I'm a new manager and I want to develop a rapport with my employees, subordinates, staff, and leadership. I would prefer not to have any conflict with my supervisor, for I have to work for them. So having issues at work would make things very uncomfortable for me and would distract me from doing my job. Another thing to consider: though it is not very harmful, it may seem trivial, but it is still unethical. What I would do in this situation: I would not change the documents. I know the correct date, and I do not feel comfortable falsifying documents. It is my job, my credibility, my name on the line as well. I am a representation of myself and the organization. I would talk to human resources to gain information about penalties and consequences for falsifying documents. I would want to use those information gained from human resources about consequences and penalties for falsifying documents with my supervisor and with the past supervisor. Reviewing policies and procedures with my past supervisor and current supervisor to make a decision on what the right steps would be. I would go back and confront my supervisor. Review the policies and let them know and remind them in a calm way that they are a leader in this organization and that they represent the organization, and their unethical behavior can lead to a path of unethical behavior. And I would apologize, but I would not feel comfortable being a part of that unethical path. Healthcare already has leadership problems with unethical behavior. Me becoming a new leader in healthcare, I want to start a path of ethical behavior. And by doing so, I'll have to do things a certain way and resemble myself to be a role model for others in the organization. Other alternatives. I could listen to my supervisor and I can get new documents. That would make my job easier and I can go back to work. Maybe everything would go back to normal. But it would still be unethical and it would be untrue and it would be unfair to the employee who needs the performance appraisal done to get evaluated on their performance. I could talk to their past supervisor on the phone to get the review done, but that would not be the right thing to do. It probably would not get done correctly, and there might be a chance the past supervisor might have some hostility and might not want to work with me, and it is still unethical. I could do the review myself since the person has worked for me for some time. But the performance appraisal was supposed to have been done 2 months ago, and the performance appraisal was supposed to have been done for over a 9-month to 12-month period. And I have not known the employee for that. This will be unfair to the employee to get feedback for their skills that could have been developed with the proper evaluation and feedback from management and leadership. I do not want to be a part of hindering their progress. That would also be disrespectful or be adverse help to the organization. Next course of action. Factors to consider. My supervisor might not like my decision, or my supervisor might be proud of my decision. I could speak with human resources again, let them know about the situation, or speak with them anonymously about the situation. I could go to my supervisor's manager and get their input on the matter, or to ask them hypothetically what they would do in this situation to get an idea on the best decision to make. The ethical framework to consider would be beneficence. Beneficence is the requirement of health organization to do good. To do good would be to do the right thing. The right thing would be to do the performance appraisal the right way, to benefit the employee and the organization, and to represent the organization and ourselves in a good manner. We have an obligation as health leaders to do good, and falsifying documents, no matter how trivial, would not be good. The end. Thank you for watching. Please provide questions below, and I will answer them.